So welcome back everyone to another episode of Chat with Dan here joining me today. I mean, what can I say? At this point, there's so much talent in the room. Let me just tell you that because I have on the show the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the superstar, the incredible, the one and only Leyla. Leyla, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. What better way to start off a badass week than to be chatting with someone as badass as you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much again for the opportunity, and I'm so glad to be here and talk to you. Like, it's been such a joy. Yeah, I mean, from what we've talked before and now.
Same here. Same here. Couldn't agree more. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It does help a lot. But also in the description below, you're gonna find all of Leila's social media. Let's follow her. Let's share some love, and let's find out why she's super badass. And without further ado, let's jump in. So, I want to start this whole conversation by throwing out the first question, which is, what initially drew you to acting in the first place? You know, was it a performance, TV show, something that made you trigger this whole thing to be like, you know what, I want to start this career now?
Okay, it's funny story. I'm a big because of my older brother. I'm a big Spider-Man fan since I was a child. We would go in costumes and be Spider-Man, and I remember watching Amazing Spider-Man, and I saw Emma Stone's performance, and I was like, that's what I want. I literally went to Wikipedia. I'm like, how did she do it? How was her journey? And that's how I fell in love with acting. I think it was through Emma Stone's performance. Yeah.
And you know, as time went by, what were some of the challenges you had? Right, we all have them whenever we start something new. So in your case,
Yeah.
what was for you?
The challenges, I think, was definitely seeing this as a career, because I feel like I had this dream always within me as a child and I wanted it. But then everyone says, oh, it's impossible, you can't do it, da 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 da. And then you grow very insecure, like, oh wow, so I have to live a life I don't want. But then I had this click and I was like, nah, this is the life I want. And there are so many challenges to going after your dream, but I would take it any day over a boring job, a boring life. So I think the biggest challenge is, of course, making everyone see the same thing you see, kind of like being so delusional and working towards your dreams that other people also see it. But it's been also a joy. But there are many challenges, but I think it's a joy as well at the same time, if it makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
And what was the reaction, of family, friends, like close ones, but specifically, when you told them that you wanted to pursue acting?
Well, I feel like everyone kind of always knew. I mean, I was a very crazy person, but I think my mom was a day one supporter, like since day one. But I feel like for my dad, it was very important that I have some education before I pursue this crazy thing. So I did complete an apprenticeship, but I remember even during the apprenticeship, that's when I started going after my dream. So I kind of didn't tell anyone, but when people found out that I was going after my dream, they were all quite, first, like a bit skeptical, but then they were quite supportive for whatever reason. I thought people won't be that supportive, but I've met many people that are very supportive, but at the same time, a lot of people that are like limiting. Like they're like, "Oh yeah, so cool you do that, but like good luck. I don't know how long you'll be doing it." And you're also like, "Thanks for your support." I guess not. Yeah.
And early in your acting journey, what did you believe your worth was tied to?
I feel like people who do stuff for a career are also a lot of people that feel like they're only worthy if they accomplish something. They're only worthy if they're successful. And I would definitely say that's the same thing. I think that's a very tricky with this business because, as you know, it's very, you never know, right? You never know how your next day will look like. So it is the worst to depend your worth on your successes. But I feel like for me, it came from childhood where I felt like I'm only good when I'm performative. I'm only good when I get the good grades. I'm only good enough if I do that. And I feel like now it's so in me in a very bad way. I mean, I even made a second short film about that experience of how like you're only worthy if other people deem you worthy. But yeah, I'm still on it. It's still on the journey of healing, but kind of, yeah.
And during this whole transition to start to make it as a pro career, right? You went to acting
Yeah.
school, like all that stuff. Tell me during that time how this whole transition impacted you emotionally.
It made me many times kind of feel like I'm going insane, because it's like you're doing something that you really believe in that you can do for yourself as a career and as a life and as an art form. But a lot of people deem you like, oh no, you should finish your education or you're not good enough. I mean, I always felt like when I even do classes, acting classes or whatever, I always feel like I'm not good enough. And then you just makes you emotionally feel like an imposter. but then also a lot of experiences that make you feel like you're supposed to be here. But I feel like I'm still battling that imposter feeling emotionally.
And how did financially uncertainty shape your mindset during, the early years of acting?
I feel like financially it's very much it's very much this like weird thing because again, I feel like going doing an acting business is it's kind of like a business, you know. So you have the startup phase. So I feel like people should see it as a business if they want to do acting like professionally. Even for me, I feel like I did a lot of investments. I put a lot of my own money in, did a crowdfunding and all that. And I also have to say, like living with your parents kind of does allow you to financially do a bit more because you can take more risks, I feel like. But yeah, I feel like getting day jobs that support your dream. So it's never like, oh, I'm doing a day job and I'm an actor secondly. No, I'm an actor. I'm a filmmaker. I'm an actor. And all the other day jobs are just to support the dream. So one day I can live of it. But again, it's like a startup and so I'm still kind of like transitioning from that startup phase to the next level, but it's still like you never know. You have some months that are great, some months that are a bit worse. So it's like, yeah.
Mm. And was there a moment when things looked successful from the outside, but felt heavy on the inside?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, especially I remember last year I had a really I was doing my first short film, so I was like I finished it, but I was doing a crowdfunding for it, and I remember like I did achieve the goal for 10K, and I remember like wow, in paper it seems so cool, but I felt so defeated. Like I was so burnt out. I felt like why am I doing what I'm doing, and I felt like just so done. So there were actually a lot of moments where it's like high on the outside, but inside. I think that's again this hunger, right? Like when is it enough? When is what the work you've done enough? When can you just calm down and relax? And I have a hard time with that. Yeah, there are many moments where looks cool from the outside, but from the inside, you're like, man, it's not enough. And it's like, yo, be more gratitude, be more grateful. Like, come on, you know? Yeah.
It's challenge. It's interesting how sometimes we just take things for granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if it
definitely.
is like something human or something that we all go through, regardless of what we do. That we just sometimes take things for granted and we don't realize all the things we have done to be where we are right now. And that
Yeah.
we are actually in
Yeah.
a better position as we first were. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, definitely, like, it's a process, right? It's a journey. But I feel like at the same time, I always sometimes feel bad for the journey and the process. It's like you have to be there. And it's like, yo, it's okay to climb there. And having this realization, I have it once in a while again, that it's okay to be on the journey, to be climbing and not to be there where you want to be and to be appreciative of it. But it's so hard sometimes in a time where everyone, like, social media, everyone is posting their highlights. It's like, oh wow, it feels like your journey is always shitty. But again, right, the thief is comparison to other people. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And was there a moment in your acting journey that forced you to confront yourself the most?
I remember when I started out, I was looking at my work and I was really not satisfied with what I was doing and where it was heading. And I was just like, I mean, I always say I'm still at the start, but like I was very not satisfied. And then I felt like I had to let myself in the real world stop masking, stop being who I'm not. And that tremendously helped me in my acting work, if that kind of makes sense. Like I kind of opened that gate of heart and I unlocked it. And I feel like I had to do that in the real world so I could be present for my characters in the acting world. So being truly myself, even in the real world, and authentically myself, and not mask who I am, like people pleasing, which I always would do, which is so hard because I felt like I was so dissatisfied with my work, and I'm like, "Why am I?" And I noticed, like, "Oh, yeah, because I people please outside of my work, and I kind of still bring those people pleasing tendencies in my work, so I can only be authentic if I'm authentic in the real world." Yeah.
Now, let's take a quick break from the deep
Yeah.
stuff and jump into this new activity called the craft break, in which I'm going to give you a line or a moment or
Yeah.
clue, and you have
Yeah.
to guess the name of the movie. Starting with the first one.
Yeah.
I'm king of the world. Your options are Gladiator, Titanic, Braveheart.
Titanic!
There you go. Yeah, it's
I'm king of
Titanic.
the world!
It's
Yeah.
Titanic. All right. All right. Second one. Why so serious?
Joker. Oh my god. I know.
Your, your options are The Dark Knight, Joker,
Dark
or
Knight.
Fight Club. Okay, there you go. Pretty easy.
Yes.
Pretty easy. Pretty easy going. Now, A man relives the same day over and over again. Your options are Inception, Groundhog Day, or The Matrix.
The Matrix?
You sure?
Inception.
You tell me.
The Matrix.
No, it's The Groundhog Day.
No, okay, I haven't seen it then.
All right. The next one is You Talking to Me. You got Scarface, Taxi Driver, and Goodfellas.
That is such a Robert De Niro line, though. You talking to me? You talking? Taxi Driver.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. Now, check. A group of friends search for a hidden pirate treasure using a map. Now, which movie is it? Is it Indiana Jones, The Goonies, or Pirates of the Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
You sure?
Goonies.
You tell me.
I mean, I feel like, oh my god, I would say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Nope, it's The Goonies.
Okay, should have listened to my instinct. Fuck.
Yeah, it's The Goonies. Right, the next one here. A dream inside a dream inside a dream. What movie is it? Interstellar, Inception, or Tenet?
It is Inception.
Yeah. You got it. Now, the phrase life is like a box of chocolates. Which movie is it? Forrest Gump, The Green Mile, or Castaway?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, you got it. Forrest Gump it is. Perfect. And a boxer gets a shot at the heavyweight title and runs up in Philadelphia. You got Creed, Raging Bull, or Rocky?
So wait, a rock star?
No. A boxer.
A boxer?
Yeah. A boxer gets the shot at the heavyweight title and runs up, Philadelphia. You got Creed, Raging Bull, or Rocky?
Man. I would say Raging Bull.
Sure.
Then I would say Rocky. Creed.
You need to decide. Pick one.
I would say Raging Bull.
Nope, it's Rocky.
It's Rocky.
Yeah.
I actually have never seen the movie, which is embarrassing, but I will be watching it. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Now, returning to our regular transmission again, tell me, what do you think is the biggest misconception that people have about actors?
Oof. Well, I would say that they think actors are just solely attention seekers. I feel like that's a little misconception. I mean, the conception I feel like people have about actors that's just about me, pick me. But I feel like actors, of course, there's a wound that happened in childhood as well that made you want to be in front of a big audience. But I also feel like there's a part of loving to perform and loving to entertain and bringing that into characters and into the story. So I feel like it's kind of giving the credit away from actors and being like they just care about who me attention. But I think they also care a lot about the stories they're making and the characters they play. And it's not just about look at me, Yeah, that's I feel like the misconception people have about actors. Yeah.
What inner battle do you still face today that people might not see?
Oof. Well, I have lots of mood swings, so I have a really hard time kind of being stabilize myself. I feel like I feel the highest and the lowest, but I kind of always always that satisfied with my work, and I always want to reach for better and better, and there's a big hunger in me, and I feel like I have a lot of depressive days, and that's okay, but I feel like people always think I'm always happy, yay, and that's not true, and that's also okay. But that is probably a misconception about me people might have.
If acting disappeared tomorrow, what part of you would still remain?
If acting would disappear, I think the form of expression would still remain. So if really acting, if the form of acting, the art of acting would not exist, I would express myself in different ways. I feel like whether it be directing or it would be painting or it would be something else artistically, but using my voice and expressing the thoughts I have, I would do it in another medium, in another art form. But yeah.
Switching to another activity. Quick speed round questions, yes, no, or pass. Super simple. Gonna ask you a couple of questions,
Yeah.
and you can only answer yes, no, or pass. You ready?
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
All right. So, have you ever waited weeks for an answer that took seconds to say no?
Yes.
Have you memorized scenes that never made it past the audition room?
Yes.
Have you ever been told you were perfect, but still not right?
Yes.
Have you learned to live with uncertainty better than most people you know?
Yes.
Mhm. Have you celebrated a win that looked very small to everyone else?
Yes.
Have you questioned your entire path while still in the craft?
Yes.
Have you learned to separate rejection from self-worth?
Kinda.
Do you think actors develop patience faster than most people?
Yeah.
Has acting taught you more about yourself than success did?
Yeah.
Do you believe this journey has made you stronger in quiet ways?
Yeah.
And a bonus one, can you cry on cue?
Yeah. Yeah. I can. I mean, if you would say cry right now, I would need some seconds, but I could. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. All right, perfect. Returning to our general transmission, tell me, what truth about your acting journey do you hope people truly understand?
I feel like that what people I would wish they would understand about my journey is to understand more about their own journey, meaning that they see me going after my own dream and my dream is acting, right? In this entertainment industry, but I hope that they can see that for their own field of inspiration and go after what they desire and what their dreams are. Yeah, that would be it for me.
And if the younger version of yourself could see the life you're living today, would they feel inspired or would they try to warn you about something?
I think they would definitely feel inspired that I'm letting my whole creative juju and expressions and running around and confronting my darkest fears and being courageous. I think they would be happy. I mean, they would still be like, "So when are we gonna make it big?" And you're just like, "Give it some time." But I feel like they would definitely be happy that I'm living an authentic life.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. And you know what? My last question here,
Yeah.
so we can then enjoy and relax. So, what do you think that could be the best title for this episode?
Be delusional and work towards your dream.
All right, that was pretty fast. I like it. All right. And at the end, what can I say? The fact you're doing this is already inspiring enough for everyone out there to be like, hey, if she's doing it, I can do it too. And what I
Yeah.
love what I love the most is you're not also creating cool stuff, cool characters and all of that, so we can enjoy. You're showing between the lines that dreams can come true, and I think that type of positivity, and yeah, it's something we breathe now, especially right now in this crazy messed up world we're currently living in. The fact that we can rely on you and so many other amazing people out there who is pursuing what drives them, what makes them happy, their dreams, their hopes. That is super inspirational, and now I discover why you're bad at. So there you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking your time, and it was a joy talking to you. And yeah, dreams rock. Go after your dream, and it's already so enjoyable to be able to share that with another person.
There you go. I also want to thank those who stayed the whole episode. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But by this point, come on. I mean, since question one, you should have known why Leyla is super badass. Let's follow her. Let's share some love. # Team Leyla. And again, thank you for making this happen. Keep shining out there. Keep rocking. Keep kicking ass. And I'll definitely be seeing you in the next one.
See you guys. Bye.
All right.